Morning again, sir. Right. Again, as part of our Caribbean Lab course, we have been asked to do different cultural icons and do some cultural research in terms of what they did, what was their legacy, what type of work they did, what was their inspiration for doing what they do, in our context. Our group is five. We had chosen two different personalities. We had chosen yourself, and we also did an interview with Paul Lewis, and with his relation to carnival and the music. And today, we have Shannon, right, from music, Marie Louise Belma from visual arts, and myself, Michelle Mohammed, from theatre arts. We have one person who will be running late, which is Simone Jeffries from theatre arts. She should hopefully be here before we finish. I had forwarded to you some of the areas that we want to look at.
Yeah, I briefly looked at them. Doesn't matter, just shoot wherever you want.
Alright. So, start. Shannon has some questions that we can start with, and then we just.
Alright.
Okay, so one of my questions are why theatre?
Why theatre?
Why did you choose that field?
I think just to open this up a little bit. We did some background. We did a lot of background. Kind of went through some of the early days from the area you were from, and then when we started in Oscar Folk Theatre, and we also came up upon several different areas where we were involved in the Black Hole Movement, Truly New Beginnings movement, I think it is, and as well as.
And New Beginning.
Alright, with paper that we read, it was just New Beginnings, but it was a paper by Kate Quinn, but you were part of that. And then you work in culture through public service. And also I went through your thesis with regards to policy, and also, you're a teacher here right now. And what we would like to start really is at the beginning, what influenced you at a young age to get into theatre, into performing arts?
In this life, accidents really happen. People end up where they end up. But they are not really accidents because, in a sense, you end up where you have always been. It's in a very strange way. I landed in theatre, but I landed in theatre after being all kind. Music, I played music from a very early age. But I started playing the piano at age 2. Then gave it up for all kinds of strange reasons. Went to the mandolin, then went to the guitar, again purely by accident. Started all kinds of groups, the medallions, the urns, the apogées.
Okay. What type of music was that? What type of music?
Pop music, rhythm and blues. Sang all kinds of shows of those days, from Scouting for Talent to Sunday 7-8, which was a big Sunday morning show.
Right.
All kinds of public shows, like when female Beatles came here in those early days. We appeared with the female Beatles at the Luke Cinema, which was the big place for two big places, Luke's and Ibis here. It used to be Ibis, which is now Jack Warner's place.
Yes.
All these sang in the penthouse, German's penthouse, the boys and the starlighters, the strollers. Very, very, very kind of thing. We started a ski band called Happy Heart Pelicans, which was a youth club we had in Timbuktu where he was born and where he grew. So we started a youth club there called Happy Heart Pelicans. And we started a ski band, made up of college boys, convent girls, and the like. And that was back in the, whatever year, I can't recall. But that was where my life was going. And went into Mouse Teachers College after I left St. Mary's College. Went into Mouse Teachers College, came back out and began to get interested in not so much politics as the dispossession of people. What led to people being dispossessed? What led to all of this inequality in the society? Why were there some who had and some who did not have, and what accounted for that? And I was teaching a number of dispossessed children out in the Ottawa RC, the Ottawa Village in Yarra. And I would watch children coming to school from Canaan and from Canaan and African barefoot, with food sometimes. I think that's what started my whole campaign down in St. Joseph Village. You see these little shacks and people live there on the coconut estates, and that started me a kind of trajectory that ended with me being part of Tapia House movement. And in the early days, Tapia had just started, and there was Lloyd Best and people like Ivan Lockton and they. And in walks this friend of mine, Alfred Fraser, who tells me one night, "What are you doing here?" That's what you are doing here. He said, "We have booked for you on the road, man." I said, "What's going on?" He said, "We're forming something called NJAC." And that's how come I got involved with NJAC, just around the 26th of February 1970, when that first march took place. March of a few hundred people, university students, unemployed, East Bridal Streets people, pivot people, and that started the whole, that march on February 26th started the whole 1970 fracas, and the 1970 revolution that turned the whole country upside down. From there I went on to the beginning movement. After we left Nelson Island, I was in that island for 6 months, detained as part of the whole thing. And when we left Nelson Island, that's when I made my statement to enter that the revolution has to begin in the vanguard party. And that there's a way in which the vanguard seems to feel themselves revolutionary, but that unless the revolution starts at the vanguard party, there's no revolution.
What do you mean by vanguard? What is the vanguard party?
The vanguard party is the group of people who spearhead the revolution. NJAC was the vanguard. And that was made for a number of reasons. I had all kinds of reasons for making that statement. Quite most of them did not agree with what I was saying, but eventually I saw Kanban step out. I saw everybody's of real substance step out. I went on to get the New Beginning movement organized with people like Bukhoreni, Mark, Greg, a whole bunch of people, and we took it from there, leading off with the whole assemblies of the People's Island. But during that time I wrote poetry, and I would write my poetry and I would read my poetry. Robin the Brew, who was a Belizean poet and was from Bali, they came to Trinidad around that time. That was about 1971, 72, I think. And Robin did a number of readings all over the country, and he did a reading at the Tapia House, which was a fledgling kind of organization at the time. And I was there with them, Bill Loveless, myself, Malik, the poet. And when Roberts place in Pity Valley. And that's Derek Walker. And me in those days, like young turtle, brash, saying anything and doing anything. It's amazing what the years do to you in terms of maturing. But in those days, I was rather careless with my tongue. I would say it as I see it, and I would say it in some of the most crisp and brutal language that I know about. And I remember talking in Derek Walker's house, and we all were there with him, and I remember telling him, this Trinidad Theatre workshop that you claim to be so great. If it is so hot, why don't you take your plays out to the countryside? Tour, do like the strolling players, go all in the countryside, take your place with the people. The people need to see the work that you do if it's so challenging and so forward and uplifting. Take it to them.